Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager for Bona Adhesives.
And I'm Rob Johnson from Bona Training.
How we doing, Rob?
Oh, you know how I'm doing. I'm doing awesome, baby. How are you?
I'm doing well, but there's something we got to address. All right?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah, it's something
Kind of early in the show, isn't it?
It is, but you know what? We have to critique ourselves if we're not going to, if we're going to get any better. And one thing that we have to do is we have got to stop interrupting each other and talking over each other.
What are you talking about?
If you listen to the last one back, it's hard, man. We're talking over each other, and it makes it tough. But you know what, Rob? I don't blame you, and I don't blame me. You know whose fault it is?
It's Eileen's fault.
Absolutely.
It's all Eileen's fault. Eileen,
Yes.
our producer. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So not your fault, Rob. Don't you worry about a thing.
I know that interrupting people is definitely an issue with me. Pauline, it drives Pauline crazy. And I am probably one of the worst people in the world. But I've got very important thoughts on my mind, and I got to get them out. So it's hard for me, okay?
You're a deep thinker.
Hugely deep, right. And I fade out when people are talking, and then all of a sudden, another fantastic thought jumps into my head. So I just got to blurt it out there.
Okay, so we're going to make a conscientious effort to not interrupt each other. And right now, Eileen is seething because it's really not her fault whatsoever. She's been telling us, "Hey, you guys got to stop talking over each other." So, okay, we're going to try and do that. Okay.
Listen, we just do the show. Eileen's in charge of it. It's her fault.
Anything that goes
She's
wrong,
the producer.
that's what I say. Okay. So, Rob.
Wait. Before I interrupt you. In that last two sentences, I wanted to just interrupt you twice. I really had to fight myself on the interrupting thing.
So you're doing good.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing good. Okay. This is something I need to work on. I get it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give tough love. And when I think that you've been interrupting me a little bit, what do you want me to say that won't make you angry, that will help you learn?
Shut the F up.
Okay. I can't do that. All right. So I want to tell you who I met this week, Rob. I met Brad Nelson from Chrysalis Hardwoods in Indiana and his crew. Okay. Very, very, Brad Nelson is an interesting cat, man. And I also met a guy that paints some of the most iconic floors in the South. I mean, like really iconic floors. I mean, the guy's an artist, okay? I met a guy that started doing floors in 1966, and he remembers one of his first assignments is climbing the power pole so he can put alligator clamps on and get for the sanders. I met Champion Floors in Arkansas, flat out stud. Talked about him before. I mean, dude is a stud. And I also see how your ego has gotten completely out of control. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. We're at the training center, the RTC. There's two back-to-back schools. And these are just some of the few people that attended the schools. Many more in detail with everybody, but some very interesting cats, some fantastic schools, fantastic students. And I was only here for a couple hours each day, for the adhesive portion. One of my guys is out. But to watch you in action and to see people come over at the end of the day and say that things like "you're my new godfather of hardwood floors" and hug you, I see where that ego of yours comes from.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it has been it has been an amazing week. We're doing back-to-back schools in Nashville, like Wayne said, and the collection of people that we've had at the school so far has just been incredible. Actually, over the last 9 weeks, we've done 9 schools. We're on a clip. We know that there was tons of people over the past year and a half who have signed up for classes, and some people waited almost 2 years because of the timing of the last class and the COVID and everything. And one of the guys at the last school said, "I've been waiting 2 years for this school." I was like, "Man, I hope we don't disappoint. That's a lot of pressure you just put on me." But with that said, it has just been an amazing week. I mean, let me just give you a little story of the last school we did. The first one that we did this week, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Guy who came to our school, Jeremy Curley. I think you met him the last day when you were here, okay? This is how I want students to come to the school. The guy came, he was working, helping us set up and clean and everything. It was amazing what he was doing. But then on the last day of the class, he brought lunch for everybody. And not just a little lunch. He brought green bean casserole, he brought stew, he brought a roast in a crock pot. But the best part was he made Rob Johnson corn muffins. Now, even though that the Rob Johnson corn muffin, he used a baker's cookie dish that made Santa Claus cookies, I didn't take that the wrong way, okay?
No.
Santa Claus is a very lovable character. I mean, so I took it as a compliment. But we've had some wild schools before, and we've had some crazy people. This guy could definitely be one of the craziest, funnest people that I ever had in a class. He just cracked me up. And I was thanking him for the food, and he's like, "Hey, man, this is how we roll down here." He goes, "I just love making people happy." So he was just a pleasure to have in class, and just like the crew that Chrysalis, is that Chrysalis? Is that how you pronounce there?
Chrysalis. I think it's pronounced Chrysalis.
Yeah. I mean, what a class that was. That was a lot of fun.
You ever meet somebody and you think, man, I know this other guy, and I wish the two of these guys met because I feel like these guys would really mesh together. You know what I mean? You meet someone in your life and you think, man, these guys, if these guys knew each other, they're kind of the same guy, man. I think it would be. And whenever I'm around Brad Nelson, he's almost got like a Zen-like feel to him. You know what I mean? Like he's just a cool cat, man. I mean, I can't imagine him ever getting angry. I'm sure he does, like the rest of us. But when I see him, do you remember when we interviewed Grayson Deal out of North Carolina?
Yes.
Young guy. When I see Brad, I think of Grayson Deal, and vice versa. I mean, they're both into hiking and big time into hiking, and really, I think the same kind of guys. I think they like each other. I don't know why they just came to my mind, but it did. Look at when you take a guy like Brad Nelson from Indiana who comes down here and he brings all his guys with him. I mean, I don't know, they had 5 or 6 guys, including him, or 7 guys. I mean, it's an investment to do that, to drive down here and bring his guys down here, man. So his guys know that, and you see how much he appreciates the guys he works with. It's genuine and it comes out. And watching these guys at lunch have a good time, it was a blast for me, man, because it looks like a fun crew to be around. So, yeah.
Isn't that great? That's what I felt. That's what I really noticed about Brad's crew is they all really loved being here. They all love flooring. They're all passionate about it. It's rare to see that in a crew that size, where every single one of them, right down the line, is so passionate about it. I mean, what was his? I think his name was Abu. Remember, he said he was the monkey from. Yeah. So I said to Brad, I said, Abu looks like he's your trainer, and he goes, "Oh yeah, Abu. I give a shout out to my boy Abu because he was wearing a New England Patriot jersey the last day of the class. So he really scored some points with me on that one. But I even came over, I walked up to him and I said, definitely you're my assistant today, huh? And he's just started laughing, but he couldn't help himself of not get in there and, just try to coach and mentor and everything. I mean, that was a really fun crew, and we have great crews. I'm not saying that, all the crews aren't great, but it was just fun to see that crew and how much they were enjoying the school. And plus, that crew. Did you see the kid that? Damn, I wish I had wrote down his name. Can't remember his name. Anyways, one of the guys that Brad brought, Monday was his first day in the industry. So I said, how lucky are you that the first 3 days of the industry, you're my wingman, huh?
Yeah.
You get me, you get Rob Johnson for 3 days to start your career. You'll never forget these days. You will never forget them.
Yes, sir. We also had a ginger guy, one of my guys from my tribe. Good dude, man. I mean, a hardworking guy. You started talking about the power drive, and he had 3 of them. So that's one thing that I thought was pretty cool about the class because a lot of questions came up, and you always say guys learn from each other every time they come to the class. And he put on a little bit of a clinic on what he does. And another guy's, everybody's got their own way of doing things. Is that a train behind you?
You'll never know what goes. There's trains, there's fire trucks. That you would not believe. I think you had stepped out for a call or something. It was just after you were done your adhesives. So I was talking, my fire safety pitch, okay? And I was talking about stain rags and the whole thing and what can happen. And as soon as I got done, the last word out of my mouth about when I was talking, a fire truck goes roaring by, blaring sirens, and everybody in the class started cracking up. And they're like, how much did that cost you? I said, look, $100 goes a long way. You guys will never forget that now, okay?
You got to
Timing
stop
couldn't
doing
have been
those.
better on that one.
You got to stop doing those fake 911 calls. It's costly, and
Somebody's going to get hurt.
yeah.
We've done, like I said, we've done 9 schools in 9 weeks. I just want to list off some of the people and where they're from. Different countries, like I said, that I've been with in the last 9 weeks. Croatia, Brazil, Vietnam, Morocco, Poland, Ireland, and New Jersey.
You put New Jersey in there with different countries, huh?
Yeah, New Jersey. Well, people from New Jersey are like they're from a different country.
Huh.
We should get a lot of hits on that one. And all these different people from these different countries, the lunch conversations have been amazing. I had 2 guys in Atlanta who were from Croatia. And man, oh man, if and I know we're never supposed to get political, but these guys were there when communism took over. And just to hear the stories of what they went through and what it was like to come here and the whole, America the free and, the shining star in the world to get to for freedom and everything. I mean, these guys really, really, truly believe it. And the one guy came here, he had a job. He was supposed to have a job in Cleveland for cleaning. He was going to do industrial cleaning. And then somebody said, well, we have another job for you down in Atlanta that'll pay you $12 a foot to do floors. So he goes, well, I'll take the floor job. And he rode a bus. He said he had no idea, but the bus ride was like 24 hours in a bus to come down here to make another $4 an hour. And He said in 1 week, he said that he had found his true calling.
Wow.
And he just fell in love with floors, and now he's running his own business. And it's just the pure American success story,
Pretty
and
cool.
and that's what the lunches are like. I mean, you think you're going to go to a floor sanding school and you'll meet some people and everything, but I mean, the people that we meet, it's like being in the UN sometimes. Just people from all different places, all different countries and backgrounds, and I think one of the kids was telling us today that he had a mathematician's degree or something, and
Hmm. Well, my career is obviously eclipsed yours in every measurable way. But when I'm able to come down here to the school and see the interaction that you have with the students and everything, I mean, I get jealous, man, and I enjoy watching you teach. It's a blast for me, man. So it's pretty cool to see you in your environment. And I mean, from the very beginning, man, I've seen your class probably 30 times, but I always sit down and watch you as you open the school because it's awesome. It really is. So good job, man. I enjoy it. So um, good stuff.
thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, see, there, I wanted to interrupt you 3 times. I counted how many interruptions.
That was a test. If you could not interrupt me during that, then there's hope for you.
The problem is I bit through my lower lip. I think I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
This is going to be hard, man. This is going to be so hard. But, my mission in life is to make Eileen happy. So, no more interrupting.
All right.
Maybe it'll stick, maybe it'll stick and I'll be able to use it in my regular life. I mean, boy, would Pauline be happy if I just stopped interrupting everybody.
Oh, I wanted to say, at the beginning of the class, and everybody introduced themselves. We had the guy that started doing floors in 1966.
Oh, man.
What a character, man! I love the guy. You said, "Tell me a little about yourself." He goes, "I'm sick of this trade. I'm sick of doing floors. I'm sick of the whole thing. I'm tired of it. I don't like nothing about it." And yet he was here, and he's enjoying the hell out of himself. I mean, I've talked to him many times, and he found a companion that well, I guess that they work together now. Those two guys, the guy and the artist,
Yeah.
and listening to the two of them, man, has been a real kick for me. And I had him outside. He goes, "You know what? I got 2 plastic knees. I got my hips have been replaced, my knees have been replaced, my shoulder, this, that, and the other." And he complains about the trade. I mean, but he also talked about how far it's come over the years. And I think he really does enjoy it. Or now he's at the point where he enjoys at least talking about the trade. So it's pretty cool. Then you have the younger guys in there. So it's always a nice mix of guys. And it's fun to watch them work, man. It's really, and I can't wait to see the results of the panels. I mean, you guys did some creative stuff in the last school. So it'll be cool to see it when you get it done.
I love when I was giving my electric talk and said, we got to clip those alligator clips. You got to snip those alligator clips. You don't want to be tapping into boxes. And he sits up and he goes tapping into boxes, and he's got a real Southern accent. I can't do his Southern accent. He's like, he used to climb up damn telephone poles and hook up to the telephone poles. And when he started, I just lost it. When he started talking about climbing telephone poles, and he goes, I told him I ain't going to climb no more damn telephone poles to get you 220 power. Oh,
Yeah, pretty good.
you just love and at every single school, there's always 1 or 2 guys that are like this. I love when you get the old timers, because I think sometimes the old timers, some of the younger guys, they might think, "Oh my God, this is so hard. This job is so hard." But man, when you have an old timer here and he's telling you, the way things used to be, I think sometimes the young guys feel a little bit better. Like things are,
Yeah.
hey, this is, still not an easy job. Don't get me wrong, but man, you think about the old timers. I'll never forget the day Bum found a pulley in my van. And he goes, "What the hell's this pulley to?" I go, "That's not a pulley. That's how we used to cut edger paper." He's like, he goes, "What the hell you mean?" I go, "Didn't you ever wonder about this wooden mallet here that's just split a million different ways to Sunday?" I go, we used to cut paper." I go, "Actually, look, here's a smaller pulley that I would use used edger paper to cut radiator discs out of." And so I showed him how to do it, whacked out a edger disc. And I said, "Here you go." And he is looking at me like, "You got to be kidding me." I was like, "Yeah, that's how you do it. You cut your own edger paper." It was
Yeah, Bum's got to be the luckiest kid in this industry, right? I mean, you train people all day long, every day, and everything, and he has access to you anytime. I mean, what a treat for him to be your son.
I tell him that at least every week.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I mentioned that to the class today. I said, "Can you imagine how lucky my son is to be in the business and have me for a father? This encyclopedia of useless information that never ends."
yeah.
He is one of the luckiest kids around. Absolutely. I was
Um,
shocked on how many guys we've had in Nashville that, and please do not think that I am downplaying college degrees, but we've had a few guys mention during their introductions of, one was a mathematician, another one was a marketing guy, and, they all got degrees in college and everything, but their calling was flooring,
yeah,
which kind of surprised me when I started hearing, because it wasn't just one or two. I mean, there was, probably a half a dozen guys in the last school who went to
yeah,
college, not to do hardwood floors, got degrees, but came out and settled into the hardwood floor industry.
yep.
And man, there's
I,
plenty of room for them.
yeah. There's a very successful hardwood floor contractor in the Pittsburgh area that was in the banking industry, and he just got tired of being cooped up in a building every day and crunching numbers and stuff. And they got a chance to work with his hands and never look back. So I totally get that, man. I 100% get that. So pretty cool. Great mix of guys you had, Rob. Man, I enjoyed being around the guys, and I give you a hard time, but man, it was cool to see you in your environment, man, and teaching the guys and the interaction, and the machines are starting up and everything, and things start happening, and the guys just jump into it and help each other. I had a good time watching it. It was a lot of fun. So I don't get a chance to do it anymore very often, anyhow. So it was a treat for me. So pretty cool.
Well, I'll tell you what was a treat for me was having the Wayne Highlander teaching adhesives. I told both classes, I said, "You have no idea how lucky you are right now. This is like batting tips from Babe Ruth. Wayne Highlander is here to give you your adhesive lessons." And it looked like you were having fun. I was kind of sitting to the side watching you. I even took some pictures of you for Pauline, that new slim trim frame of yours. Actually, we should change the name of the show to Laurel and Hardy now, the way you're looking.
I'm getting. Do
That's
you
it.
think I'm getting
Nothing
too
but salad
skinny?
for me. What's that?
You think I'm getting too skinny?
No, you look just right.
A long way to go, man.
You look just right. I wouldn't
Uh,
go any further. You don't want to turn into Bobby Sands. You don't want to be a martyr.
yeah. All right.
But you look like you were enjoying yourself doing the presentation. You look like the duck in water again.
Yeah, it's I haven't done one in years, and actually, this is the first interaction I've really had with customers in about little over a year. So yeah, man, I loved every bit of it. It was pretty cool. So I appreciate you having me along for a couple days and getting back in the groove. So
No, I know
thank you.
we're sounding like we're really schmoozing on each other, but I do appreciate you coming in. I mean,
Yeah.
and then I know the students did too. A lot of people know you too. I mean, one guy had mentioned, he said, "Yo, yeah, this is my second bonus school. I came to one 4 or 5 years ago in Nashville." And I said, "Who was your instructor?" And he just gave a big old grin and pointed right at you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell. I know you're the national sales manager and everything, but this had to be fun for you.
No question. So thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, man. And also for everybody that attended the class, we didn't mention everybody's name. I've just known Michael Ritchie with Champion Floors for a while and the quality of his work and everything, and appreciate him coming all the way down from Arkansas.
You know, Michael Ritchie's a big listener, right?
He said that.
Yes, huge listener. Matter of fact, he couldn't wait to contact us about the tough guys. He was the guy who was adamant that we didn't mention Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was it. He was like, you guys got to be kidding me. You didn't get Van Damme in that. I said, look, man, there's a lot of tough guys out there. Sounds like he's your man. I get it. And I kind of agree with you, but our tough guys are pretty tough too, and he's like, no, dude, it's gotta be Van Damme.
And Brad Nelson from Chrysalis Hardwood Floors and his guys, again, thanks for coming down. Everybody that came down, we had a blast. I know you got a couple more days. This is going to go through Saturday, this class. So thanks again. We appreciate everybody for being in school. And so we are going to make a concerted effort to not interrupt each other. Again, apologize for Eileen, whose fault that was. And then
really, Eileen should get on the air and apologize to the listeners. We're just,
you know what? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's whose fault it is. It's not.
You should face the music.
Yeah.
Eileen, you have something to say for yourself? All right. Thank you guys very much. This has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob, and the new slicker version of not interrupting each other. Please stay tuned for another episode.